Christen, Executive Director of the Coalition for Fair Employment in Construction. We were formed 16 years ago exclusively to oppose project labor agreements. You have before you the most divisive, controversial issue facing the construction industry. My organization was formed by union and non-union contractors who oppose project labor agreements for a variety of reasons. The union contractors because they usurp their collective bargaining agreements. The non-union contractors because they are both implicitly and explicitly discriminatory. All you have to do is do a quick Google search on PLAs and you will find just what kind of controversy you've invited by bringing this issue up before your board. For, as Mr. Markins has said, the illusory prospect of potentially increasing local hire, whatever that means. Really what you have before you are two separate issues. If local hire is a problem that you've determined there is a solution in need of, which I haven't heard defined by anybody because I haven't seen any statistics that demonstrate that somehow you're not getting enough of your local workforce to work on past or current projects, then that's an issue that can be dealt with separately from the project labor agreement. If you invite a project labor agreement, as your staff's indicated, you're going to be increasing costs and making it more difficult for the 93+% of the industry that happens to be union-free to work under a project labor agreement. So again, right off the bat, if local hire is your issue, you've just made that to a factor of 10 more convoluted and difficult if you place a project labor agreement, because again, as your staff indicated, only slightly more than 7% of all construction workers are unionized. That's just the simple fact. In America today, as opposed to the 1930s, the 1960s, almost 90% of the construction workforce chooses to wake up on a daily basis and work in a union-free environment. That's reality. We're never going back to a different day. Workers have the choice to choose where they work. They choose to work in a union-free environment. A small percentage of them choose to work in a unionized environment, many of whom sit on my board. That's their choice. Now, why would a PLA make it more difficult? Now that we've separated these two issues, local hire from PLA, the PLA has 4 provisions contained within them. You don't negotiate a PLA. You're given a template and told, sign on the bottom line. Here are the 4 provisions that really a PLA are all about. All workers have to go through a union hiring hall. Non-union construction companies are only limited to 3 to 6 workers at all that can come through that hiring hall. Number 2, all workers have to pay union dues and fees. That's $1,000 off their first paycheck that go to an organization that they don't want to belong to. They're told they don't need to belong to, but they need to pay the dues and the fees in order to belong to it. So what you might want to get from your staff are exactly what those costs are to belong to an organization they don't want to belong to. That would be good to see for each trade. Number 3, all workers have to pay into union health, welfare, and pension plans. They'll never vest in while they're working on your project because of the vesting requirements for health, for pensions, which are years in the making. I'm sorry, years in the making.
I'm sorry, that's all we have time for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.